create a like page because they're not comfortable posting and inviting on their own personal page, which is fine. But when you start a like page, you have to basically start from scratch.
Yeah.
And you have to get people to like your page. And so like when I post things on my like page, it doesn't automatically pop up in people's newsfeed like my personal page does. So there's lots of different options. If you wanted to create one and just play with it a little bit, you kind of, if you're serious about it, which at this point, if it overwhelms you, I say don't do it. You don't need to do it right now. But like there will come a point in your business as it grows that it will be beneficial because you can sponsor posts and things like that and promote your posts financially. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. Like I don't ever spend more than like $5 or $10 when I promote an ad or a post. So, but it does reach different people outside your immediate contact list, through social media. So that's up to you.
Yeah, the other thing that I've been, that I have as a goal and that I'm seeking to, do better is get into groups and potentially find people there and friends there every day, once a day. I'm going to set aside a particular amount of time to just go through the page. It feels like I'm wasting time because I feel like I'm going to go through all of these comments and find something that I think is comment and like somebody's comment, and it feels like a waste of time, except that if it gets me to a place where I'm gonna be able to add friends, then I guess it's not a waste of time. It's just I want to be better at managing that time because it just feels like it's a time sucker.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You do that? Do you or did you do that?
Like go through comments and stuff?
Did you, when you joined a group, I mean, how did you interact and at what level, for trying to find new friends?
Honestly, when I add friends, I typically do it by friending friends who are friends of my friends. How do you say that? You know what I mean? Like I would go to a friend's page, and if she had a post where tons of people liked it or lots of people commented on it, I would go down and I would look at who commented and see if if that her friends were my friends. And if they weren't, then I would friend those people. And honestly, I just stick with adding the friends that are suggested to me. Now I stay away from people that I don't have a lot of friends in common with. I kind of have in my mind, I have this like minimum. It's like 25 or 30. If it's less than that, or if it's people I don't recognize at all, I don't add them as a friend. But I have never had trouble finding people to add to my friends list doing it that way.
Okay. And then, and so I've really been, as soon as I get their acceptance of their friend, I just reach out and, say hey and try to connect.
Yeah.
But not everybody responds to that.
Right.
And so, and I try to get a conversation going, and then I try to wait a little while before then I invite them.
Mm-hmm.
At least I wait a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think that's fine. If I'm like you, I don't want to be aggressive and make people think that I just am trying to sell something. Right. Another thing that you could do if you have the time is to use your blog. Like you could start using your blog and writing about sharing recipes, and writing about things that, as far as your health and fitness and whatever else, like travel or things like that. And so when you blog, I can show you how to do this, and I'm not a pro at it, but the pictures that I load into my blog, I will create properties for them. So like if it's a 21-day fix recipe, I'll add a property to that photo that says 21-day fix recipe or 21-day fix approved. And so then I'll turn around and I will pin it to Pinterest so that when people look for 21-day fix recipes on Pinterest, mine should pop up, or 21-day fix soup recipes, or, things like that. And so I have people that find my blog that way. So there's lots of different things you can do. It's just deciding what's right for you and what works for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't, if the like page overwhelms you, don't do it, because, you're not really I don't think you need to do it right now. Like Melanie said today in that call, you can tag people in your posts. So like if you want to start, I know you tag Joan sometimes, but if you want to tag your mom or your sister or, a friend that lives somewhere else, if you want to, make sure they don't care, but, tag them in a post so it shows up in their news feed. That's another way to reach other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have been I'm trying to, I don't know if I've talked to you much about this, but the ministry can really burn people out.
Right.
And so I've been trying to get out of the Baptist bubble.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people on Facebook that it suggests for me to be friends with that are in the world. And I had decided that early on I didn't want to go that route. So I started friending a lot of the people that were suggested that were Jones's contacts and people through his network.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that. And I've been having some success with some of those folks. But he expressed some concern about that. So I want to pay attention to that. And I feel like, you know what? If the Baptist world is where it's going to be, just accept it and just,
yeah,
send those people. And it could be a really positive and good thing because, they're into, spiritual care, and putting the two of those together just makes a lot of sense. And so it might actually speak to them, and some of them might even want to be coaches. So it might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to get away from it. It might actually, it could potentially work for me.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that like Facebook suggests friends that are in that world.
Oh yeah. It's either world or Jones's world. And if I'm going to try to stay out of Jones's world, the only other people it suggests are all these Baptist people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you could, the group thing is probably a good idea. Like if you, you could search like people from your hometown, from your high school, from, you could search for like vegan groups and things like that and, get in that way and start adding friends that way. That's I think that's a really good way to get out of that bubble.
Right. And I've done a lot of the old high school friends and grade school friends and all of that, and reconnect with a bunch of people in that way.
Y'all love to go to Waco. Could you search like Waco, I don't know, bistros or, just anything, Yeah. You just see how that goes. Try that for a little while and see what happens there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't know where everybody's at, and that's okay. But this is technically our last call. This group, March was kind of funny, so it started early, and I know we have a whole nother week. So if you're not, I'm not talking to you, Becca, but anybody else that might be watching this, if you haven't hit Success Club, there's still plenty of time to hit Success Club. It is, what is today? Was today the 22nd? It's March 22nd. There's still a whole nother week, plus one day in the month of March. So there's plenty of time to hit Success Club if you have not. So if you have not, that is your goal this week. And that means that you post, you invite, you follow up like mad. You don't skip a workout post. You share your challenge group invite again. You follow up with all those people who earlier in the month or the past couple months have said that they don't have time or they don't have the money. You do a flash sale. You offer some type of incentive. There is no reason why you can't hit Success Club for the month of March. There's plenty of time to do it. So you can do it. I believe in you. I know you can do it. And we're going to talk about that tonight. But first of all, if you need to hit Success Club, what are you inviting to? Most of us already have a challenge group that has started for this month. And so you probably need to start another challenge group. I have one actually that I'm probably going to start on next Monday because I've had some people who who have bought challenge packs at the end of the month or in the middle of the month, and I didn't want to throw them into one that had already started. And then I've got some newer coaches who have some people who are going to probably purchase challenge packs. So I'm probably going to start a challenge group on March 28th. So if you want to, if you don't have time to start another challenge group and run one, I can run one, and you can put your people into my group. That is not a problem. There's also, I shared this in our team page the other day or today, is that 3-day refresh group. That is a really good opportunity to help you hit Success Club because the 3-day refresh challenge pack is on sale this month. So it's on sale for $140, and that way, if someone wants to buy the 3-day refresh, there's really no reason why they would not purchase the challenge pack, because you can get the 3-day refresh for just $10 more than the cost of Shakeology. You can even, if you need to, you can offer to give them a $10 Amazon gift card. So basically they get the 3-day refresh for free. You can advertise it that way if you want to. I've done that before. But yeah, the 3-day refresh group that starts Monday, the way it's gonna work is that they're basically do 2 phases. And so like on March 28th, one group will start their 3-day refresh. They'll do it those 3 days, and then I'll provide them with a meal plan to follow for a week. And then the next Monday, another group will start their 3-day refresh, and same thing. I'll provide them with a meal plan to follow once they're finished. And it's really just a way. It's a short group, and it's really like 2 separate groups in one. But just definitely, if you're going to do it, create your own event. Don't use my event. You can use my wording and stuff, but my event says that I have to be their coach, and it has my coach ID and my link in there and everything. So you don't want to use my event. You want to create your own, share it, and invite people to it, and then we can add them all into the same group if we want to, okay? So that would be good practice too, for you to create an event and to share it and invite people to it. Events are a really good way to get people to notice and to see what's going on, because whenever I created my event and I invited Becca to it, if you clicked on it and said you were going to it, then it pops up in your news feed and it shows that you are going to this event. So if you've got other people who are saying they're going to that event, it's going to show up in their news feed. Other people are going to see it. They're going to see that it's a post-Easter detox, clean eating, and it's going to catch people's eye. That's why I do the event instead of just sharing the group, okay? So that is one thing that I'm doing. And like I said, the 3-day refresh challenge pack's on sale. That's a really, really good opportunity to get some Success Club points if you need them. But otherwise, you have to be inviting, you have to be posting on social media, and you have to be following up if you're not at Success Club this month. So other than that, and I'm going to come back to some of that at the end, but it is the end of the month. So I wanted to share with you guys what I do at the end of the month to get ready. I'm already planning for April, okay? So I am at Success Club. I have my sneak peek for my coaching group going. I've got my business opportunity call tomorrow night. So I'm actively recruiting coaches, and I'm going to close out the month that way. But I'm already planning for April. So I plan at least 1 challenge group every month. Sometimes I do 2 if I need to for my coaches. But I start my challenge group the 2nd Monday of every month. So it'll be April the 11th. So I already have that on my calendar. So if I start advertising for it 2 weeks out, I'll start this next Monday, right? Because that'll be 2 weeks out. So I'll do that. I'll start my challenge group. Then I'll plan my sneak peek, as well as my coaching opportunity call. I'm going to do that every month. That's part of my plan. That's part of my goal, to recruit at least 2 new coaches every month. My goal is also to hit Success Club 10. And so, that is what I have going on for April. So I plan that out so that I can plan my posts. If you just wing it every month and you say, well, maybe I'll start a challenge group on this date, and if that doesn't work out, I'll start it on a different date. I might post about coaching. You're not going to build a successful business. I promise, I didn't do this for a long time. I didn't follow Melanie's lead. But once I started to do it, my business definitely changed. So plan out your month. pick a date to start your challenge group and stick with it, because if you're wishy-washy on it, then you're going to be wishy-washy on inviting and following up and all those things. So pick a date to start your challenge group and start talking about it 2 weeks out. Start posting, start inviting, start creating your challenge group ads. So like this next week, I will already have my challenge group ad created to start using on to start using on the 28th for next week. I guess I'll create it this week sometime. But the more you plan, and it goes more smoothly, and you have more time for inviting and following up and doing all those things that you need to be doing behind the scenes. But if you're spending all your time on the spur of the moment creating posts and creating images and things like that, it's going to suck that time away from doing those things that are going to help you get to Success Club really early. Okay. So like I said, I start advertising for challenge groups 2 weeks out. And this includes posts, and it also includes personal invites. So I am not, if my goal is Success Club 10, and for out of every 10 people I invite, 1 or 2 are going to say yes, then I need to be inviting at least 50 people to a challenge group, right? So that means I'm inviting every single day. I'm not going to get to Success Club just by posting a challenge group invite once or twice. I have to be talking about it every day in some way. I don't have to share the challenge group ad every day, but I have to be talking about it. I have to be posting about it. I have to be inviting behind the scenes. And so that's what I'll start doing 2 weeks out before my challenge group. And I also track it. So this is a big thing. Do you track your business? So like when you're inviting, when you're posting, when you're sharing your ads, are you tracking it? Are you keeping up with the people that you invite? Are you writing their name down and talking about what day you invited them and whether or not they responded? Did they follow up? So I'm an old school, like paper and pencil person. And so I have this binder. I don't know if you can see it, but I will just write someone's name down, and I'll leave some space to take some notes. I'll write the date. I'll write when I invited them, or if they contacted me. Did they ask about a specific program? Do they have children? Do they have specific needs? And I will track the people that I invite, and that allows me, because if I don't, then I'm not going to be good at following up and going back and seeing how I can help those people and seeing if they still want to do a group. So tracking your business and tracking your invites is really, really important. Please don't skip that part. But I will, so like in April, I will start following. The first thing that I'm going to do when I start inviting to my challenge group is I'm going to go back and I'm going to follow up with the people who said no before, or who didn't have the time or didn't have the money. And I will follow up with them first and see if they want a spot in the group. And then I'll start inviting new people. I'll start a list of new invites, and I'll reach out. If I don't hear from those people, I'll go back and I'll follow up with them as well. People are busy, they're distracted. So when you start inviting to your challenge groups, just remember that, especially as a new coach, it's really kind of intimidating if people don't respond right away, but don't take it personally. Don't take it offense to it. People are just busy, and they sometimes they just need reminded. So follow up is a big thing. And then another thing that I will do at the end of this month as I prepare for April is that I will kind of self-evaluate. I will look back at March and say, did I hit Success Club? Did I post regularly? Did I check into Coach Basics every single day? Did I show up for the training calls? Did I invite people every single day? Was I doing my personal development? And when I look back and I self-evaluate, when I look back over the months that I did my business slow down, or I didn't hit Success Club, or I had a lot of trouble hitting Success Club, if I look back and I've tracked it, then I can see where maybe I didn't spend as much time inviting people every single day. Maybe I just invited a few people here and there, or maybe I didn't post my workout selfie every day. Or, if you're tracking your business, if you're using that business activity tracker that is in the Coach Online office, then you're going to be more successful. There's no way around it. If you track your business, it's going to show you where you need to step it up. And on the months that you're really successful, it's going to show you why you're really successful. So definitely track your business and self-evaluate and look back and see where you can improve. And if there's goals that you didn't hit this month, set goals for next month. if you hit goals this month, so say you hit Success Club 5 this month, maybe you want to shoot for Success Club 10 next month. Don't be afraid to set those goals. Because if you're not setting them, you're not going to hit them for sure. And if you don't hit a goal, it's not the end of your business. It's not complete failure. It doesn't mean that you suck as a coach. It just means that you can learn from that somehow. And honestly, these trials that you guys are facing now as newer coaches are going to really pay off as your team starts to grow, because you're going to have kind of some advice to give them. You're going to have your own experience to share with them, so if you didn't have any luck sponsoring an ad on your like page for some reason, you can share that with a new coach and tell them what to do or not, what not to do. But definitely look at these trials that you guys are facing, and maybe when you fall short of a goal, and you can kind of figure out why, use that, write it down, take notes. Because you will be able to use that to your advantage to grow your team later on. So those things definitely can be used for good and to improve your business. Especially objections. Like, I know you guys get lots of objections, and learning from those and learning how to address those objections will help your team so much as you get new coaches under you, because objections tend to really scare people off from coaching. But if you can share your experience and say, hey, I had the same objections when I started, and this is how I dealt with them, that can really help people. As far as challenge groups, I know that you guys that are on this call are running your own challenge groups, but if you're not running your own challenge groups yet, next month is probably a good time to start. If you've been through Coach Basics, if you've had challengers in a challenge group, you are probably ready to run your own challenge group. I don't mind to run them and let your people be in mind, but from my own personal experience, challengers do better if you run as their coach your own challenge group. Because if they're in mind, they don't know me very well, or they don't know some of the other people very well, they tend to kind of be really quiet and fade into the background and don't participate. And when challengers don't participate, they stop doing what they set out to do. They stop working out. They stop posting. They stop drinking their Shakeology. They stop meal planning, and that's not good for their own personal success and their health and fitness. So most of you guys can totally run your own challenge groups. I have guides that you can follow. You don't have to do it on your own, come up with all the wording, but you can. If you have a coach friend that you've made since you became a coach and you want to run one together, that's a really good option too. That's kind of fun sometimes. But you should definitely be running your own challenge groups. Like I said, your challengers will do better. And you will appear as a leader, not only in that challenge group, but also on your social media page whenever you're inviting people to a challenge group. And the more you appear as a leader, the more people are going to trust you and invest in that. So do you guys have any questions or any experiences or troubles that you've had with running challenge groups or inviting to challenge groups? Anybody? No? Then the next step. So after I plan my challenge group. So my next challenge group will be for April 11th. And then after that, if I hit Success Club, I shift. I talked about this last night on our team call. I do a complete shift from inviting to challenge groups to inviting to the coaching opportunity, right? Okay. And so don't be afraid to recruit coaches, guys. I was so afraid of this in the beginning. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what I would do if somebody actually joined my team. I didn't know how to start. But I wish that I had been more aggressive in inviting coaches. And if you are running challenge groups, if you're hitting Success Club every month, if you are running successful challenge groups, you're naturally going to have people that become coaches. They may just sign up for the discount coach, but if they have a really good experience in your challenge groups, they may want to become coaches. And like our job is to be on the lookout for that, essentially. Okay. So look in your groups. Who is really engaged in your challenge groups? Who is very supportive and cheers on the other challengers a whole lot? Who is really committed to their workouts, to their Shakeology? Who just really loves challenge groups? Those people would make good coaches, okay? So what I do is every month when my challenge groups, with my challengers, I'll go to my back office. Oh, actually, I do this every week. I go to my back office and I look to see who Shakeology is going to ship out. And so, because yes, we're looking for working coaches, but if you're also trying to rank advance, discount coaches are a good way to do that as well. So I will look and I'll see who Shakeology is going to ship out. And before I do this every Monday. And so if I have some people whose Shakeology is going to ship out within the next week, I'll send them a message. I'll say, hey, I just want to remind you, your Shakeology is going to ship out. I know you really love it. And if you want to save 25%, $25, $30 on it every month, you can switch to a discount coach. There's no obligations to actually coach, but if you want to learn more about it, I would love to tell you you'd make a great coach. And that's how I have a lot of discount coaches, because I do that every single week. At the end of a challenge group, I always send my challengers a message, and it just says, hey, the challenge group's coming to an end. You really did a great job. I hope you enjoyed it. You basically have 3 options going forward. You can join my next challenge group, which starts on such and such date. You can go on your own, or you can invite people to our next challenge group with me and help me run it and pay for Shakeology as well. And I can tell you more about coaching if you are interested. And I do have a lot of people that respond and say, yeah, maybe, so-and-so asked me about it. And maybe I could make a little bit of money and I could help pay for my Shakeology. And so people switch to discount coaches that way too. So, but you have to be very proactive. They're not just going to do this on their own. They are going to, it's going to take an invite from you, just like you had to invite them from the challenge group. So if you're not talking about coaching, if you're not posting about it, if you're not inviting people to the opportunity one-on-one, then your team is not going to grow. And if your team does not grow, then your business is not going to grow. Okay, so you can sell challenge packs all month long and earn an income from that. But the bulk of your income, if you're doing this to grow an income, you've got to be building a team, whether it's just discount coaches now or working coaches. You have to be doing that, and you have to doing it the earlier the better. I waited too long. It took me a really long time to get comfortable posting about coaching and inviting people to the coaching opportunity. And I wish that I had started earlier, because I feel like it's just taken me, I've had to rebuild that momentum and to really get people to trust me as far as a leader and leading a team of coaches. So the more you do it now, the more you practice it and get comfortable. You may never be comfortable doing it, but the more you do it, the more you're going to see results from people. So that is one way to get coaches. Actually, that's how I got to Diamond. Whenever I rank advanced to Diamond, it wasn't because I had this big team of working coaches. It's because I basically either signed people up as discount coaches, or every month before somebody's Shakeology would ship out, I would just switch them over to a discount coach if they wanted to keep drinking it. So I was telling Christy this today. I got to Diamond just on discount coaches. So I wish I had more actively recruited working coaches, but a lot of coaches do that. And there's no timeline for getting to Diamond. Obviously, the sooner you do it, the more potential you have to earn an income. So as an Emerald coach, you cap out. You can only earn up to $250 a week. But when you get to Diamond, you don't have that cap anymore. I can't remember what the cap is, but it's a lot bigger. And your cycle bonus goes up. And honestly, getting to Diamond really just kind of gives you that more credibility and just shows that you're growing your business. And it's just something else that kind of helps you appear as a leader too. So that's definitely your next goal. If you're not Emerald, get to Emerald, which is a coach on your left and a coach on your right. And then after that, your next goal would be Diamond. And Melanie is running a Push to Diamond group next month. So if you have 4 active coaches, you hit Success Club in the month of March, and you've been through a Coach Basics group, then you qualify to be a part of that April Push to Diamond. And there are quite a few of you in here that probably will qualify. So I'm hoping that you guys do go for that. And if you don't hit Diamond in the Push to Diamond group, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means that you didn't hit that goal and you need to try again. Okay. So I definitely encourage you guys to shoot for that next. So like I said, building your team is really where income potential happens, and that means adding coaches. And if you've got people who are interested in coaching and you don't know how to start with them, that is what I'm here for. My job is to teach you how to get them started right. And after you do it with 1 or 2 coaches, you're more comfortable and you can do it on your own. But obviously, I run a Coach Basics group every single month. Coach Basics next month starts on April 4th. So, if you have people in this sneak peek who decide to coach, you can put them into my Coach Basics group and help me run it. And if you are ready to do it on your own, that's fine too. But I think that coach training group, that dynamic works better when there's more than 1 or 2 coaches in there. But don't worry about training your coaches. Don't worry about recruiting coaches and not know what to do with them, because we're a team and we can do it all together and we work better that way. So don't worry about that. But your goals. So your goals for next month right now. Well, let's see. Do you guys have any questions about recruiting coaches? Anna, you've done a good job of recruiting working coaches, right from the start. And they're actually, like Lauren and Tiffany, they are ready to go. They are all over it. And that's exciting. And so do you guys have any questions about actually like recruiting coaches? No?
I'm sure I do.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, look, honestly, your team will grow mostly organically. It's actually, I don't know, I say that. A lot of my coaches have come from the outside, but typically your team will grow organically. That which means that, your challengers will become coaches and become working coaches. But I still, there's a handful of people in the sneak peek group that have never done a challenge group with me, but they were interested in the coaching opportunity, or I reached out to them because I thought they would make a good coach, and they're in there and they're learning, and we'll see what happens. But same thing with coaching. You're going to invite, and not everybody's going to do it. But so you have to invite quite a few people. And obviously just reaching out to your current challengers is the biggest way to do that. So don't be afraid to ask them. And offer the discount to them. I would want the discount on something if I knew it was available. So that's one big way. So your goals for, let's say for first this month. So if you're not at Success Club, let's get you to Success Club. And the way you're going to do that is by posting, by inviting, by doing your personal development, and following up. Okay. So do those to adding friends to your contact list every single day. That if you do that for the next week, if you do your workouts, you share, you're gonna, you can hit Success Club. You totally can do it. I see coaches do it at the end of the month, at the end of that 11:59 on the 31st all the time, and you can totally do it. So don't think that you can't. But your goals for April should be setting your challenge group date, advancing in rank. Maybe if your goal is not to get to diamond, at least adding 2 more coaches for April, turning some customers into coaches for sure, and the leadership ladder. I wanted to talk a little bit about the leadership ladder. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you looked at it at all?
Looked at it.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing.
It is a little confusing, and that is okay. But let's see. So the leadership ladder is basically, it doesn't change it doesn't change like your bonus or anything like that. But it does. It obviously, if you're hitting these benchmarks, you are growing your business. It's getting bigger, and you're earning more income naturally. Okay. But the leadership ladder is basically just a way to grow your business, to guide the growth of your business. So most of you guys are probably business starters. You maybe have $100 in commission each month. You hopefully hit Success Club 5. You are a coach. Your next step would be team builder, which would mean you hit Success Club. You are an Emerald coach, and you have at least 2 coaches under you who have at least 1 Success Club point. Okay. And so, again, it's just a growth measurement, and kind of gives you some goals to search or to work towards every single month. And so that is what the leadership ladder is. I'm not going to go deep into that. I would look at it. I would review it. You're going to hear Melanie and the upper coaches talk about it a whole lot. And it is important because you definitely need to have goals for your business. If you're not reaching towards goals, then you're probably not moving forward very much. But that is what the leadership ladder is. Let's see, what else is I going to do? Let's stop this. How do I do it? There it goes. So the leadership ladder, definitely do that. And then ask yourself, definitely evaluate, guys. I mean, like, please, I'm not just saying this just to give you something to do, but if you look back at your business over the last 30 days and you really evaluate and see if you did those 3 vital behaviors, like, how good are you at telling your Beachbody story? Is that something that you need to work on? Do you share your Beachbody story 2 or 3 times a week? How good or how comfortable are you at doing that? You've got to get comfortable at doing that, because that is what we do as coaches. We share our story with other people. How consistent are you at social media? Are you posting at least 3 times a day? If you're not, set that goal for April. Set that goal today, for this next week, so you can hit Success Club. Are you adding friends to your contact list? Are you reading your personal development every day? Have you finished the Compound Effect? If you haven't finished or started the Compound Effect, then get it. It's going to be a game changer in your business. It's going to make sense, and it's going to encourage you and motivate you to keep doing those little daily behaviors. If you have finished it, the next book that I think I read, actually I listened to it, I have it on my Audible. Sorry, my back hurts really bad. Was GoPro by Eric Warren, I think. And it's a marketing book, but it makes a lot of sense as a coach, and it really kind of teaches you how network marketing works. And it really points out the fact that you can't grow a business just by getting new customers. You can't grow a steady income by just selling challenge packs every month. You have to be building a team, okay? And whether you do that slowly or whether you do that quickly, you've just got to steadily be growing a team. And that's a really good, GoPro is a really good network marketing book. And it's not anything like over your head. It makes a lot of sense, but that's a good book to read next. If you need scripts or help for turning customers into coaches, that should definitely be a goal. You guys all have challenge groups this month. You guys all hopefully have new challengers. We should be offering that coaching opportunity to challengers. And if you need help doing that, let me know. But my biggest piece of advice is to definitely show up. Show up in your coach training groups, whether it's Coach Basics or 3 Vitals or Push to Diamond. Our team calls, those things are designed to feed your business, to help you grow, to help you learn. And it's designed to give you tools and give you action steps to take to start growing your business. So if you're not showing up for those things, definitely start doing that. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, I've been doing this for 18 months. I've seen lots of coaches come and go, not just on my team, but on our bigger team. And I've seen lots of coaches start and stop. And those ones that don't show up, that don't post in coach training groups, that don't follow along, that don't get on team calls, they're the ones that give up and burn out. Because they don't have any direction. They don't have any support. They don't have any encouragement. And so definitely show up. These things are for you. And it's also to teach you and to answer any questions that you have. If you're going it alone, then you're probably going to get burnt out really, really easily. So definitely show up to these things. But for now, if you haven't hit your goal for March, maybe you are at Success Club 5, but your goal was Success Club 10. Don't give up on that just because it's March 22nd. Go out there and invite. Sell 3-Day Refresh Challenge Pack. Talk about the 3-Day Refresh Challenge Group. Offer incentives. I've done this before at the end of the month to try to hit Success Club. Like we talked about that today on that call, Becca. You can offer a $10 Amazon gift card. I have offered free samples of Shakeology for people who ordered a challenge pack. I have offered a free workout tank, a free cookbook, or, just anything, a free subscription to Eating Well magazine. People love to get free stuff. So if you need to offer an incentive to get people to purchase, then do it. You can take some of your income and invest it into your future challengers. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money either. Like a subscription to Eating Well is like $6. So there's lots of ways you can incentivize people to purchase a challenge group. And the biggest thing, I don't know, I think Melanie may have said this today too, but I was thinking about it, is you can't count on people that you think are going to purchase a challenge pack and just wait on them to do it, because people do not come through. People will tell you all day long that they're ready to get started. They can't wait. They need to do this for their health and for their family, and that they're going to purchase their challenge pack on Friday when they get paid, and then they just go black. I mean, like, you never hear from them again. You can't count on people who say they're going to buy a challenge pack. You have to continue inviting. You have to continue posting. You have to continue doing those things until you get to Success Club and you see those points come up in your online office. So you've got to be inviting. So if you're not at Success Club, invite, post, do your workouts, be proof that the products work. Talk about Shakeology. Start conversations. Start 10 conversations tomorrow. Add 10 new people to your contact list. Follow up with 10 people that you've talked to in the past. You know, those are the things, you know, it may take some sacrifice. It may mean that you don't watch your favorite show tomorrow night, or, you know, you don't go out to eat with your best friend because you want to get to Success Club. This business definitely takes sacrifice in some areas. And the thing is, like, if you're willing to sacrifice that now and build a strong foundation for your business, then it's going to pay off in the long run. So that is basically, that's what I've got. I talked about the 3-day refresh challenge group and creating an event. But do you guys have any questions or need help with like specific conversations or inviting or posting? Is there anything specifically that's holding you back that I can help you with? Are y'all, you're not muted, are you? No, you're not muted. Okay. No? Are you guys good? And is that you, Anna?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Do you need anything from me? Or do you want?
No, I'm good.